Well, I guess an update was about due. I'm getting a lot of comments on how my voice has come back and how I'm starting to sound so much more like myself. I guess, which is a great thing. I kind of wish I felt like myself again, which I think is obviously going to take a long time. It's funny, you know, time I think has been the thing that's probably been the most difficult for me, and really when you think about it, you know, what does it matter? Time is just there for healing purposes and such. I've had the chance to read a lot of other people's blogs and such, and you know, some people are up and at it after brain surgery very, very quickly. Within a few weeks, they seem to be, you know, tired. Everybody seems to have the same thing to say, that exhaustion is the biggest thing, that every little thing tires you out, which is true. Grocery shopping, sweeping the floor, whatever, it's all very exhausting. But some people are like going, and then there's other people that take years, and so my conclusion to that is, well, stop reading other people's blogs, I guess. It's going to take as much time as it does to heal, I guess, for myself, and that's just the way it is. As far as feeling goes, some weird things have been happening. Obviously, this eye still has its own little agenda on when it wants to blink. Nothing. The exercise of blinking didn't really work, so we're just gonna let nature let it blink when it wants to, I guess. When I turn my head mostly like this because I can see when my head is kind of tilted to the left, but as soon as I turn it to the right, everything kind of, well, it's almost like it kind of cuts in half. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but I have an appointment with the surgeon on the 14th, so next week, so hopefully she'll be able to give me a little bit more insight into that, and of course my initial reaction is there must be some sort of physio you can do to fix that, right? Like, but, you know, it's like TJ said, you know, the mark from my art line and the mark from what, you know, obviously the large gauge that they had in my AC, there's still bruising there, and there's still bruising behind my ear a fair amount. So obviously if there's still bruising on the outside, there must be bruising and fluid on the inside, so I guess you just have to expect all that stuff to take time, and once again, it's all about the time. So it's interesting the things that you hear about during your recovery afterwards that you didn't even realize that you did. There's a point in the hospital, I think it was still early on, maybe day 3 or 4. I don't really remember a whole lot about being in the hospital, but TJ had been awake. Well, it would be like 41 hours afterwards, because he was awake for about 40 hours or so. And some friends had come in to give him a little break, because one of the things I had said prior to surgery is I was absolutely terrified to be left alone. So, so God love my friends. I wasn't left alone, which was great. But I found out afterwards that when my friend Jen was there sitting, the nurse had come in and asked me some questions like they do, you know, where are you? Can you lift your leg? What's your name? What's today's date? And I guess I looked at her and said, you need to come up with some new questions. I have those memorized. Can you imagine saying that? Oh my God. It's embarrassing because I work there and I work with these people, so hopefully the turban was a disguise on my head and that she wouldn't recognize me with the big wrap around my head and the swelling in my face. They'll never know it was me. That's kind of what I'm hoping. Anyways, dumb, but this stuff you find out later. But feeling wise, still have the pins and needles in my leg every now and then if I stand on it the wrong way, which kind of drives me crazy, but whatever. In my face, you know, the same goes, that when I touch here, I can feel here, which is weird, but whatever. But I've been having mostly at night, because in the morning it's good and numb and I can't really feel it, so that's why I do my updates in the morning, because it's a little easier. But at night, too much talking causes my face to go really numb and do some weird things. But the best way I can describe it, in my eye, which is the numbest part of my face and my head, like I can't feel anything up here, is that, you know, when you fall asleep on your arm and you put your hand on your pillow and it feels like it's someone else's hand, and you totally freak out and you wake up and then you realize it's your own hand, and as you're wiggling it and it starts to come awake, it's that really painful pins and needles. It's not just like little pins and needles, but the ones that really hurt. Well, that's what happens at night to my eye and my nose and around my cheek, and it can last for 20 minutes, it can last for 5, or it can last longer, and it's literally driving me crazy because it's very painful and it hurts. But there's a tooth in the back at the bottom that I can now feel and I touch in my gum. And that seems to be always there. It doesn't kind of come and go, so that's a good sign. You know, as much as it sucks that my face hurts, it's like TJ said, that's got to be a good sign, because, you know, like when your arm does go to sleep, eventually the feeling comes back and you start to get feeling in your arm again. So I'm hoping that that's the case with my face. And again, it's all about this time thing, which I'm learning a horrible lesson on, but I guess, you know, I'm fortunate I can move my hands and my feet, and I can walk and I can talk, and, you know, in 4 weeks things are really cruising right along. We'll just get this vision back so that I'm not seeing double of stuff, and you know, once I can drive, then, you know, maybe I can get back to work in some capacity. That seems to be a long time away, unfortunately, which has kind of bothered me a bit, but you know, I have to just stop worrying about stuff and just rest and get better. So 4 weeks yesterday, 4 full weeks of recovery road. So, you know, I will certainly make a post after I talk to the surgeon and let you guys know what's going on. And that's it, folks. We're cruising along again at warp turtle speed. Talk to you in a few days. Bye.